Hey there, my name is Adam from the team here at Parabola, and in this video I'll be sharing how transportation and logistics teams across leading e-commerce brands are using Parabola to eliminate their gruelingly manual freight audit workflows and eliminate the need to go out and hire additional freight analysts to start auditing your freight invoices. Now, this is typically such a critical process because of how large the savings opportunity is, with up to 20% of freight invoices containing errors, and how complex the associated agreements are with surcharges and accessorial charges. And based on how complex these agreements are, based on how much volume you might be working across however many carriers and modes, these can be extremely time consuming and error prone processes that are equally expensive to outsource with even less visibility. Using Parabola, we can generate reports that show you the exact amount of discrepancies across different carriers and modes and surcharges that look something like this, where we can, for instance, click in to a specific carrier, see the exact amount that we were estimated to be charged per a rate sheet versus the actual amount, and then start to report on the amount of those variances so you can go and kick off the claims process. The way that we're actually generating these reports is by building drag and drop workflows that really document the process and show you exactly how you are generating those final variance amounts. To create these workflows, we really have 3 steps, and the first of those are steps to pull data in from virtually any data source. So that could be something like a TMS or an API or internal database, but in this case, we're pulling in data from our rate sheet, where we can see our standard rates across pricing zones and weights, as well as our different surcharges that we need to compare to invoice lines. We're also pulling in a PDF document where we can see the different lines for our shipment. And now this is a pretty simple invoice, but regardless of how messy and complex your invoices are from different carriers, Parabola can parse that data, standardize it, and get it into a really friendly format for that freight audit process. Now in this workflow, once we've pulled that data in, the next step is to start to transform and manipulate and do calculations on that data to help us get to our final output. Now, if you can imagine, virtually any manipulation you could do in a spreadsheet will have a similar step in Parabola. So for instance, maybe we need to combine data based on a specific charge or a shipment ID. But after combining our data, we can do something like add a math column where we can actually calculate the amount of that shipping cost variance. And now this example, where we're outputting the table that we looked at earlier, is pretty simple and high level, but these can get increasingly complex, where we are auditing a whole bunch of different surcharges, we're looking at accessorial charges, we're figuring out if the rated weight is correct based on the dimensions listed on the invoice, and then we can start to generate some extremely granular reports where we can dig into our fuel surcharges, see different statuses of discrepancies across our charges, and really take control of all of the nuance and complexity associated in this freight audit process with 100% accuracy. And now, while freight audit is a very common use case that we're supporting across other transportation, logistics, and supply chain finance teams, there are also a whole bunch of use cases that we see as well. In short, anything that starts with a PDF or a CSV download or receiving an email can probably be automated with Parabola. And now that might resemble something like automatically parsing packing lists or commercial invoices from your different carriers, or maybe automating that cartonization calculation to make sure that you're always shipping with the most efficient packaging size. This also could look like automatically emailing carriers every time that you realize that a fuel surcharge is missing or you need an update on a specific shipment. If it's happening in emails, spreadsheets, and PDFs, Parabola can probably help you automate that process without requiring you to add headcount. And if you have any questions or would like to see a demo, we'd certainly be happy to chat. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Hope you learned something here. Thanks a lot.